Today I was at a networking session with a bunch of really great third year event management students from the Manchester Metropolitan University, MMU, where I did my master's. And I believe it is a 2-day event organised by the university for the purpose of connecting students with the industry. And it is something that I urge every university to do with your undergrad event management students, because it is a fantastic way of getting people to meet the industry and support them as they take their next step. One of the things I wanted to talk about was what I do as a crowd safety consultant, because as I was talking to the students and different people that I met today, because the role that we do is relatively new and relatively niche, not everyone really knows how we can help and how we can support events, and was sharing that with students today of like the different ways that a crowd safety consultant can support an event. And ideally, we can come in at any stage of an event. We can come in the pre-planning, the concept phase, we can support in the event planning, we can support in the event licensing, we can support in the delivery. And we can also support if something happens and there needs to be a review. However, my most favourite place of support is right at the very start, because if I can infuse the crowd safety element into the event plan, prevents issues from happening and from arising during the event, and also can save a lot of strain on resource. It can save a lot of money because let's say there's a concept for an event or an idea, and if you engage me or a crowd safety consultant at the very start, we can look at that event and we can assess how it would look like in fruition, and actually tell you from the very get-go, this probably isn't going to work, or this is going to cost this amount of money because you're going to have to invest in this much infrastructure or stewarding or something like that. So at the concept idea, this is where the best time to get a crowd safety consultant in to help identify that the idea is safe and will actually run really well and actually run efficiently and maximize the use of your budget and your resource. So as I said, we can come in the design stage, we can come in planning. So if you want to bring someone in to look at how the crowds are moving or how you want to make the most of them arriving or departing, perhaps you're looking at their modes of transport and, is it sufficient? Is it insufficient? And what can we do to change behavior of how they arrive to the event? My niche, my double niche is on ingress and egress. So outside of the venue and getting them to and from the event safely, and giving them the right management, direction, wayfinding, and, capacity of whatever mode of transport that they're going to be taking. Then we can support in the delivery of your event, so crowd management on the ground. We are all used to having a security and stewarding team. The security and stewarding team are great. And then you will have your crowd managers. So, zone managers, area managers, the crowd managers looking after an area, looking after a piece of the plan, looking after an entrance point, looking after a stage area or whatever the setup the event is. So you have your crowd managers or audience managers, or different names for them, zone managers. And then you will have the infrastructure in terms of the staffing and the command structure for your event control, and in there you're either safety officer or crowd manager. We've different names depending on the type of event controller. These all would be people who have skills, competency, training, qualifications in crowd safety. There's another way that I can help, in that if you want an independent review of how things go, because of course when you're planning and delivering an event, you are involved. And sometimes it's really great to have an outside person come in, watch how things are going, and review and provide suggestions, recommendations, advice on how to make changes to your system, improve your system, and also feedback of what you're doing really, really well. Aftermath then, if something does go wrong, or if maybe there's a near miss, there's also an opportunity for reviewing a specific area, or maybe you want to improve your ingress time or ingress ability, or maybe you want to improve your service in a certain area to your crowds, and that's where we can help too. So a lot of different ways that crowd safety consultants can help. I'm really passionate about delivering safe events, and in the sense of that people still get to have the best time of their lives and come home safe. I want people to have a good time. I want people to feel safe at events, and that's why I'm here to support organisers, venue managers, and anyone who is putting on an event that is bringing crowds to them.